Nicola Cairncross here, and I want to talk to you today about following your intuition in business. A lot of people have been taught by school largely to ignore their intuition, and I don't know if I don't even hear many parents talking about it, but I have got a very strong sense of intuition, and I'll give you an example of that. I woke up this morning at 4:45 a.m., went to the bathroom and came back and lay there, and I was wide awake, and I couldn't work out why, because I usually sleep very, very well. And for some reason, my subconscious had surfaced the idea that I needed to introduce two of my friends. One of whom is a long-term business friend, and he's moving from one country to another, and he's going to live in a specific city in Spain. And he is great fun, and I don't see him often enough, and he really is an amazing person, and so is his wife. So then I was thinking, well, my other friend is going to move out there, and it's really weird that they're both going at the same time. And as I was lying there trying to puzzle over why I was thinking about this, I suddenly thought, I've got to introduce them. I've got to. And it just seemed so strong. It was such a powerful feeling. I had to get up in the end. I lay there for about 4:45, so 5 o'clock. I lay there for about an hour trying to go back to sleep, and I'm usually pretty good at doing that too. But I just couldn't rest until I got up and had a shower and got to my computer, because I knew I was going to have to do some sort of long typing to introduce them both, and tell her about him and about her, and all that stuff. So I knew it was going to be easier on my laptop, which meant getting up, which meant getting showered, because I knew if I didn't and I sat down at the computer, then it would be lunchtime before I got sorted out myself. So that's never a good feeling. So I got up and I had a coffee, and I had a shower and I had a coffee, and I came to the computer and I did it, and they were both really pleased to hear from me, which was nice. But they were also really pleased to be introduced, and they're moving to this city within the same week. It's so bizarre. It must be something. They must be destined to work together or something. She's a film producer and he's a raging entrepreneur, and he's in between businesses at the moment. I think he's just trying to hang out and have a good time with his wife, because I keep seeing Instagrams of them all over the shop, going out to Morchiba the other night and having fabulous dinners in fabulous restaurants. But the other friend's really outgoing and really sociable and really dynamic and entrepreneurial, and I just know they're going to get on. And the other benefit for me, of course, is that with two friends in one city, I'm very likely to go and visit. And also it's been a bit up and down the last few years, hasn't it, with the whole travel thing? Although I did manage to squeeze in Greece, Mexico, and El Salvador one year in a very short space of time. The point of this video is to talk about intuition in business. And whenever I've had a strong intuition like that, it's always ended up really, really well. I never get strong intuitions like that about things not to do. I get strong intuitions like that about things to do. For example, when I bought my hotel, I remember it so vividly. I was lying in the bath and I was reading Rags to Riches Through Real Estate by Russ Whitney. And I read to the bit where he started buying property, no money down. And I remember thinking, I wonder if we could do that in the UK. And then I thought, oh, I want to get up and go and get the local paper and see if I can find some bargains, and anyone who might be a motivated seller. And weirdly enough, the business and building I ended up buying, no money down, was a bed and breakfast that had previously been lived in by my mother. She'd lived in one half of it. So when I saw it in the paper up for sale, I was like, immediately recognised it and thought, oh my God, it must be a sign. So the next morning I rang the owner and went round to see it that afternoon, Sunday afternoon. And then on the next morning, I rang my bank manager at 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, you've got to come and see this business I found, and I think I can do a really good deal with it, and I want the bank to get involved. So, and they did eventually. We had a little toing and froing on the amount they were going to get put in, but I ended up buying a £500,000 hotel, 12 bedrooms, no money down. And on the same day, I got the letter from the bank to say, yes, they were going to fund it. I got a letter from someone else saying, no, I couldn't have a credit card for £1,000, which is just so ironic. And I've never forgotten that either. But that was a really strong intuition feel. I get intuitions when I meet people. So I feel like a shock of recognition. We could talk about that a little bit more, because I just did a blog post about it. Recognition is recognition, which is which means again, cognition means seeing someone, recognizing someone. And so when you recognize someone, you're actually feeling like you've met them before. And I'm sure you're going to be able to identify with this. And several times in my life, I've met boyfriends like that, and I've met business partners like that, and I've met clients like that. People who go on to become very important in my life. I usually feel this jolt of energy, this sort of recognition feeling that I've met them before, I've spoken to them before, or so whether it's that they're projecting an energetic field that resonates with my energetic field, and I never thought I'd be talking about this 10 years ago, or whether it's that you've actually met people in a previous life, depending on your beliefs, and you literally are recognizing them. All of my closest friends, I've had this jolt of recognition when I first met them. When I met my ex-husband, when I met Steve, who went on to become my partner, but at that time was running a restaurant, my favorite restaurant. And he became the manager of the hotel, funnily enough. So there's always been this jolt of recognition, this frisson of energy when you meet someone that's going to be important to you in life and business. So I'd love to know your comments. Does this ever happen to you? Do you take notice of it when it does? Do you feel the recognition in your head, your heart, your gut? For me, it's like a boom, straight to the gut. And then when I think about those people, I get a warm, fuzzy glow in my heart area. So that's all about chakras, isn't it? I don't really know very much about those. But it's never an intellectual decision. It's always a physical response to, it must be someone's energy field. That's all I can think. Yeah, can't think of what else it can be. But it's always worked out well. As I say, very rarely get intuitions about not doing things. It's always about things that I should do. So I got up, crack of dawn, here I am, getting everything done, which is really a very nice bonus as well. And I've already introduced my two friends. They've had a little chat, and they're going to get together, which is really cool. I can go and visit them, which is even cooler. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you'd like me to talk about anything in particular, and I will speak to you very soon.